Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Oshi no Ko Season 2, Episode 5, or 16. And this is another really great episode because it was like jumping a couple of, like, two arcs in one episode. First, of course, the last episode picking off where Akane was sort of puzzling the pieces together, being Miss Sherlock Holmes, that, figuring out that Auqa is the secret child of I, and say that she will always support him, embrace him in the hug, which she says she always supports him, always will, as his girlfriend. But even though they say it's for work though, but still, I think getting the feeling that Akane likes Auqa more than just a girlfriend for work, but just a legit girlfriend. But anyway, just piecing the puzzle together, and the fact that this episode where she didn't bring up that you're the secret child of I. No, she didn't bring up that conversation. But the thing is, I like the fact that she's asking like he's telling her why you're doing this acting, and. The casually Auqa says, I want to kill somebody who's in this entertainment industry, and I want to find that person, right? Basically, he says it very calmly and casually, and showing the fact of course, when his star pupil turns black, into murderous villain mode, right? And without a second thought, Akane is on board with that with him, and say, hey, you say you want to help, you want to shank somebody or off somebody, basically you want to off somebody. I'm there. I'll support you. I'm there with you. I will help you. And then just like not a second thought, she says that without a second thought, and then you see her eye pupils turn villainous black. I'm just started thinking that she is perfect for him. As they're perfect for, not only she's perfect for him, but as for each other. I think these two deserve each other. They deserve to be together. Whether they're in it, well, of course, eventually, I don't know who knows, in a romance relationship or together in a psychiatric ward, because Auqa plays off as a perfect psycho, but the fact that she not a question thought that she's perfectly on board and helping him complete his mission, what his goal is, and the fact that part is just like, wow. So she, even doesn't matter if it was twisted or crazy or murderous, intense, right? She just will support him because she says she will support him always, though, right? So even with his crazy idea, she will help him. So I said, well, I will help you, and he's like, So I like the fact that her eyes turn dark as well. I'm like, these two are perfect for each other. They are. And so I thought that was kind of like a surprise. That she will go along with his plan. I'm like, wow. I'm like, these two are perfect for each other. And then we get with the other part, of course, dealing with the rehearsals of the play, right? Because now they have the revised play, they have to start doing the rehearsals now, right? And that's gonna be a problem, because by the end of this episode, they're doing the play, right? By the end of the episode, they're doing the play. So we got to deal with acting rehearsals because Akane's with Auqa with his mentor that's been teaching him the acting and stuff, right? So they want to help Auqa with his emotional acting, because what we got from the last episode, if he does emotion stuff though, he gets haunted or visited by these haunting demons that are just punches him in the gut every single time, because we get a flashback because it's happened to him before when he was young, a little more younger. It's like he tries to do any emotion, these inner demons emerge out basically it drains him. mentally and physically. And just by the end of the episode, before the play goes on, he's in the bathroom or so, in costume and stuff, make him a costume. Just he has to do this because, and he's just looking at in the whole place. It's all filter red, right? And he's looking in the mirror, and that's what his inner demon is talking to him. So he has to do this for the show to go on because who knows, it may benefit him during his acting because he's doing it in front of everybody, and then of course on top of that, he says I will. He says I will do it. And on top of that, we get the other arc of the rivalry between Akane and Kana. So I'm like, you get this like basically a 23-minute episode. It basically got like 3 arcs in one episode. I'm like, but yet it handles it well. And so you get with the rivalry between Akane and Kana, how they differ from their own acting styles, right? They try to want to beat each other with their own acting styles, and just how the fact that it's like they put swords against each other, despite even I think they're props though, but they will not lose to each other. And I like the fact that the two, like Akane is paired up with Auqa and Kana is paired up with the guy who plays the main character, right? Like they both they shows each pair, and they both and I love how the animation and the colors, how they just transform, they change from their own selves into the characters that they're playing. I'm like, that was a pretty cool transition of animation, how they just transition from their selves into the characters that they're playing. That was a pretty cool transition. I really enjoyed that part of that animation, because the animation's been pretty spot on, especially when it comes to earlier when they're acting and they're slashing the swords, and then the colors translate like paint splatters right on the walls or the floor, right? The colors of animation combined, it's been really well spot on. But like Akane's rival with Kana, because how she's been watching it ever since she was a kid. It's basically back when she was her age, and so seeing how she was good, how she's saying, this good actress, but when realizing the reality of her real personality, she's a mean person. So she wants to beat her, and then you get this other part where this other this guy his name's Melt. He's who worked with Auqa and who worked with on that TV show that bombed, and this other guy who's also working with him on the play too, right? Like the guy is asking because Ruby is there with her classmate. And the guy is asking, hey, why do you link up this number with me? And the guy Melt comes in and say, hey, no. Kind of like saving them, right? And the guy, you get this drama between him and the guy, Melt and this guy is like, hey, rather than chasing, rather do this, rather than be chasing skirts and stuff, right? And the guy responds like, hey, says the one who sucks at acting, you're probably the worst at acting out of all of us. Which they mentioned about acting, the emotional acting with Aqua's acting, because they say it from footage from back then, is like how he acts, like it's so perfect though, but it seems like it's fake at the same time. So then it needs to help him with his emotional acting more. So, but they go back with those two guys, they're just saying, oh, how Melt his acting is the worst out of all of us, and then you get this, which the first time I see with Ruby, because it mentions that's how they want to call because they know that he's with Akane, right? And so the guy Ruby's classmate is mentioned that what if they're doing something that's like sexy things, and Ruby's like, what? That's not it's like my brother doesn't act like that at all, And then you get the one split moment where Ruby, now her star pupil turns black. I'm like, wow. That's like the first time we see a sort of a villainous intent from Ruby, because the whole time she's been so positive and cheerful, all that, right? And the first time we see her star pupil turns black, right? I'm like, wow. So I guess she has some of that villainous intent in her after all, given that villainous look in her eye, like Auqa for most of the time. Okay. So I'd like to probably see what more of that villainous part from Ruby, you know, because he's always had a positive attitude, you know. But yeah, but this whole story, then afterwards, after with Auqa trying to conquer his demons again, because this whole thing has been for a long time, even with his mentor, his director mentor, knowing about his situations and even willing to tell Akane about it. How is this the whole thing from his childhood just traumatized him? It's just been draining him mentally and physically. Just basically, he's been pushing in the back of his mind. But when it comes out to acting emotion or try to have emotion or trying to be happy, those PTSDs flashes just kicks in, just starts, you know, making him sick. You know, wherever it reminds him of what happened to his mom. Whenever he tries to have emotion or just being happy, you know. That's why it's such difficult for him to act like with emotional acting, but he has to do it for sake of doing the play, you know. And after that, the show is on, and that's when, hopefully, in episode 6, because episode 6, you know, like this whole 6 episodes probably for this whole play arc is probably good, you know. So, let's and whether it's because the play is mostly going to be focused on Auqa, right? The way he's going to be acting, because I'm sure everyone else is going to be good in their acting, but whether it's going to crash and burn for Auqa, or he's going to perform excellently well during this whole thing. So, but yeah, so perform excellently or crash and burn, but totally, or his in his PTSD is going to get in the way of his acting during this whole time, you know. So, but yeah, but the whole thing just like Akane just going to be perfectly on board and help Auqa take out someone in the industry for still solving who his real father is, you know. The fact that she put two and two together, knowing who he really is, without saying it though, but just on board, just without question thought, just like on board helping him. And with the villainous she proposes now, like wow. I'm like, these two are made for each other. So, but yeah, but I really enjoyed it. The episode 5, I thought it was really great. You know, like multiple arcs in one episode. It was great, and it's basically also with Akane's rivalry with Kana. Looking forward to see how they're going to act together on the stage, and just like who's going to perform better. You know. But anyway, thanks for watching Season 2, Episode 5 or 16. And we'll see you in the next video. Later.